So hi everyone, welcome to the Napanee and District Chamber of Commerce Toastmasters. We are happy to have special guests from St. Lawrence College today. Thank you so much to everyone who's on the call. I love seeing new faces and it's going to be an exciting meeting. So I will pass this over to Mary, is that correct?
All right. Thank you, Megan. Let's give it up for Megan. I am very excited this afternoon to be the Toastmaster of the day. My job would just to be to conduct the meeting, the different sessions of the meeting. Before I go any further, I want to acknowledge the presence of other guests from other clubs. That would be Michelle from the district. Thank you, Michelle, for being here. And Laura from Downtown Toastmasters. Hi, Laura. She is interested in helping out with the Napanee Club. And it's really exciting for you to be here, for you guys to be here. To the other part, today's meeting, the theme is going to be Toastmasters. And I have prepared a few fun facts about Toastmasters. For instance, did you know that Toastmasters International has customizable club banners like the one I have over there? You can just download it. I can send the link and you can just have it as your background if you want to. In this meeting, it will be divided into 3 sessions. The first session is going to be that of prepared speeches. And then the second part will be table topics. And then the third part will be the evaluation session. But before we start, I would like to welcome those that will be helping me run the meeting to explain their roles today. So the timer is going to be Lisa.
Maybe. So
okay.
Working on it.
All right. Yeah. Maybe Claudia. Claudia, would you like to explain to us the role of the timer?
Yes, Madam Toastmasters. Thank you. As the timer, we need to keep in track on time of all prepared and impromptu speeches. When the person reaches the minimum time, we will show a green background. When the person reaches the medium time of the speech, the yellow, and the maximum time, the red. As an example, for the top tabletops, there is 1 to 2 minutes. When the person gets 1 minute mark, we show the green. 1 minute 30, we show the yellow. And 2 minutes, we show the red, and it's time to the speaker to conclude the speech, and we will be providing a report at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Claudia. Yeah, we do a lot of jazz hands just to encourage the speaker. Next, I would like to invite the grammarian to explain her role as well. Christina, would you also invite the person to read the mission statement?
Absolutely. Do we have a volunteer who would like to read the mission of the Toastmaster Club? For members of, well, there we go. For people with a screen, if you can read Scott's screen, would you like to volunteer? Anyone?
Do it.
Is that Megan?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can I read? Can I show?
Go ahead anytime. Can you
I
see
need
it?
to see the. Yeah, I just gotta pull it up here. 1 second.
Okay.
There we go. The club mission. The mission of a Toastmasters club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth.
Excellent. Thank you so much. What a great contribution. A undervalued, underappreciated skill is the ability to read something without preparation. Well done. My job today as the grammarian is to do a few things. First of all, I'm going to share with us a word of the day, which is in the chat. I'll put it in one more time. The word of the day today is network. It is a noun, which is an arrangement of intersecting horizontal and vertical lines, or a trade network, right? So we are a network of speakers right now. Verb, connect as or operate with a network. Stock exchanges have proven to be resourceful in networking these deals. And of course, it's what we're doing right now. We are networking. Our goal today is to strive to use the word of the day Every time somebody uses the word of the day, we will recognize their contribution, perhaps with a wave, perhaps with a thumbs up or a clap reaction. And I will record how many times we use the word of the day. I'll also record when we use unusual or interesting words. I'll also record when we say the dreaded and other filler words that we don't want to say. And at the end of the meeting, I will report on all of that. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster.
All right, thank you so much, Christina. All right, now we're just about to get to the first part of the meeting, which is the speeches. But before that, I have a fun fact for you. Did you know that Toastmasters was founded in 1924? That's a long time ago, really long time ago. All right, so now let's start with the prepared speeches. And the first one is going to be from Claudio. He will be sharing with us the role of the evaluator, what an evaluator does. All right, so help me invite Claudio, everybody.
Thank you, Mary. Actually, I was prepared here to give you some tips about selecting a speech topic, but I just give you a minute that I can go to the evaluation piece.
As he does that, I have another fun fact about Toastmasters. Did you know that Toastmaster has more than 300,000 members in 149 countries with more than 15,800 clubs all over the world? That's crazy, eh? That's really crazy. That's a lot.
Thank you, Mary. Let me share my screen here. Okay, straight to the point. Good afternoon, everybody. We had a nice presentation, I think 2 meetings ago, about how to evaluate, and the idea here is just a quick refresh on what we will do to evaluate. And here in this screen, what's very important is the title, because we are evaluating to motivate. Toastmasters is a safe place to make mistakes. We are here to learn, and evaluations is how we will improve. Somebody evaluate us, we will correct our mistakes, and we'll deliver a better speech in the next time. And what we need to remember about evaluation. Evaluation is personal. If I am evaluating Mary, it will be my perception about her speech. It's not generic. Each one of us can have a different perception during the evaluation. We always need to offer a point of improvement. That's really, really important. And that's how we improve. And evaluation will help us to build a self-esteem and increase our confidence while speaking. And again, here it's a safe place where we can make our mistakes and when we can improve our skills. Some tips here. It's personal, again, repeating, really important. The what and how approach. The what, we will be looking at the content and structure. We will see if the speaker are addressing the goals, defining the Toastmasters manual. We will look at vocal variety, eye contact, and body gestures. And also the outline of the objectives. The sandwich method is very practical. We start with something that we like it, then we go to points of improvement, and then we finish with something that we really like and a positive conclusion. That's it, what I had for today. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudio. Thank you for that wonderful presentation. And indeed, with evaluations, that's the only way that we learn. They need to be positive, but also true. All right, so the next speech is gonna be from the NAPNI Club by Megan. And Megan's speech evaluator is gonna be Aishita. Aishita, do you have a Megan's speech objectives?
Mary, actually, I'm evaluating Christina, I think, because I have her evaluation form.
Okay. So Tracy is evaluating Megan, is that correct then?
Sure, but I don't have any notes.
Okay, that's okay. Megan's speech is an icebreaker speech. So generally, icebreaker speech are an introductory speech of something that Megan would love to share about herself. We generally evaluate the way she has presented, so the structure of the speech and just basic presentation skills. And with that, I would love for you guys to help me invite Megan as she starts presenting her icebreaker speech.
Thank you, Madame Toastmaster. Can everyone hear me okay?
Perfectly.
Wonderful, thank you. Someone asked me once, if you were an animal, what animal would you be? Before I could speak, others indicated I would be a beaver, not because of the nice white teeth, but because I am a hard worker. I, without hesitation, rejected this reference and said no, I would be a horse. Why, you might ask? Because I consider myself a strong, skilled, and talented, yes, hardworking, but a much better looking animal than a beaver. All that being said, what makes me Megan and that animal spirit of a horse? Well, many things. From events I have experienced, the skills I have learned, the hobbies and occupations I have had, to influencers, heroes, mentors, and the many people I interact with. There is much that shapes a person. For me, I have chosen to talk about the 3 following pillars of my life that have influenced me and the person that I am: my friends, my family, and my communities. So pillar number 1, friends. Let's start with my peers. From childhood all the way up to married life, the impact that your peers has on you are more important than you think. Have you ever heard that you are the 5 people you hang around with the most? Your circle does influence who you become. Everything from the development of social skills, cooperation skills, problem solving, and communication skills. For me, I was fortunate from a young age to have a core group of friends, and with each graduation from public to high school to my many university days, I was blessed with these friends. To this day, I still remain close to them. And for example, I just this past weekend, I visited my best friend that I've known since I was 4. Now married, I have had additional friends join my circle and my network, all who have a profound and positive effect on me. The company I choose to keep is company that influences my way of thinking, therefore resulting in a mindset of happiness, health, and success. For some, my strengths were their weaknesses and vice versa. We've shared in life experiences, we've grown with challenges that we are faced with, and most importantly, we continue to learn to better our skills, one gallop at a time. Pillar number 2, family, or in horse terms, my equidae. Being the youngest of 3 siblings and last child to my parents, Jane and Jeff Smith, I, Megan, was fortunate enough to be born into a close-knit and loyal family that provided the emotional support, economic well-being, and helpful mentoring advice that really gave me the strong foundation I needed to be me. I am also the happy recipient of good genes. Not the type you put on when getting dressed, but the kind that makes each person unique. Genes, the ones that control how you look and how your body works. So thanks, Dad, for the dark eyes, hair, and tan skinned. And from my mom, I think I'm seeing more resemblance as I become older. But more than looks, my family and extended family have been a huge influence on what makes me, me. With strong roots in the Napanee area, my extended family, led by my grandfather, who is 100, and my grandmother, who is 94, continues to inspire and show us what hard work, resiliency, and a healthy passion for life can be. The last pillar, number 3, community. Connection, support, belonging. All key words that resonate with the communities I choose to be a part of. My first experience with community would be team-related activities as a kid, both in school and extracurriculars such as soccer and dance. For me, it was a way of being social and networking, just like horses are, achieving similar goals as others and improving upon myself. In my teenage years, I explored a multitude of communities, both with the people I hung around with and the hobbies I chose. Again, with sports, theater, volunteering, or with my first job as a cashier in the local grocery store. All of this experience of my various communities led me to my choice of education at Brock University to study recreation and leisure studies with, are you ready? A focus on community. A good mix of all my passions. Community and early adulthood continue to be an extension of my youth, and it really hasn't stopped. I continue to join people that have similar interests to mine. I volunteer as a board member for the Hospital Foundation. I am part of a great golf and soccer group. For the past 6 years, I've been running my own side business as a stylist with Stella and Dot, and I've created a countrywide sisterhood with other fashion lovers. But most importantly, I am connected and supported through the actual community that is near and dear to my heart, which is Napanee. There really is so much that shapes a person and makes them who they are. For me, those 3 areas of my life that have influenced me and the person I am are my friends, my family, and my community. But coming back to that question of, if you were an animal, what animal would you be? I think I answered the question perfectly, wouldn't you say? Now, think about what makes you you, and then let me hear what your spirit animal would be.
What a wonderful speech, Megan. I loved it. It was so great. It was like a professional speech, Toastmasters speech. You had like the structure, a great conclusion. It was amazing. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, and Christina saying congratulations. That was really good. All right. Next, this next speech is going to be from Christina. And Aishita is her evaluator. Aishita, would you tell us Christina's objectives, please? Aishita, are you there? Okay, so I will carry on. I have Christina's speech title. I will say that, and then I will also act as the evaluator as Aishita comes back. So Christina is working on the persuasive influence pathway, and she is on level 2, speech number 1. Her speech is titled Care. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me invite Christina with the topic Care.
Mary, just a minute. Megan, could you please let Christina share her screen, please? Thank you.
Whenever you're ready, Christina.
All right, thank you. I'm just waiting for the option for me to share my screen.
Did that work, Christina?
All right, I got it. Yep. Okay. Let me just share my screen real quick. All right, are you able to hear me okay? And are you able to see my screen?
Yes. Perfect.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. Why are you the best fit for this leadership role? I wore my heart on my sleeve that day that I was able to easily answer that question. I'm fit for any role, even in the leadership role, because I care. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, a week after that interview, I got the promotion. And you know, in the logo or the banner of Toastmasters, wherein it says, "Where leaders are made," I am one proud product of Toastmasters. And here I am today, very much grateful. And I will share that leadership style that has worked for me to pay it forward. So at least maybe one of you today may also carry in that within you in your day-to-day lives. And I have the same answer to that interview question that I had. For me, to lead is to care. Care is so simple to understand. And if we even look at the dictionary, it says there it is attention that is given to something or someone so that they are looked after, protected, or dealt in with the right way. Well, I know it's very self-explanatory. I also retrospected how it really worked for me. How was I able to manifest or show that I care to the people I work with and to my line reports? I care by communicating. I communicate about the highs, the lows, and I always want to face those difficult conversations so we can help each other. The next word for me, there are actually 4 traits, and I incorporate them with the letters you find in the word care. And so letter A here for me is attention. When I give care, I also give the attention. Although it's already written in the definition, I just want to stress how important it is to listen to understand. There are many challenges in listening wherein we are tempted to listen to just react, but not listen to fully understand who we're talking with. And that also leads me to the 3rd letter of the word care, which is R. When I care, I also show respect. In many conversations I've had, there are times when we disagree about different things, and it's all right, and that's very normal. But when we disagree on things, I reckon it's best to disagree with respect, to agree with respect. Either way, respect begets respect. And the 4th and the vital trait that really helped me care, show care, is the letter E, which I assume you probably have guessed by now, is empathize. When you empathize, you try to see their world. You try to shift your paradigm. You try to appreciate them, understand their feelings, and you also communicate understanding. The challenge with human nature is that we judge others based on their behaviors, but we only judge ourselves based on our intentions. How about we shift things a little bit here? How about we judge others based on intentions? I'm sure that most of us, if not most, all of us, have the best intentions. And I feel that that would make this world a better place. Shifting back to my experience about leadership, I thought that it would be really important that I manifest communication, attentiveness, and respect and empathy to everyone, regardless of the state of life, the gender, the race, and on a macro level, the beliefs and different cultures. I was able to pass on care by giving care an analogy. So what is that? I know it's lunchtime. probably thinking of food now, but yes, my analogy of care is just like giving a sandwich or a burger, just like how we are being evaluated here in Toastmasters. Care is just like for me giving food to everyone. And you have to take into account that there are different portions depending on what each individual needs, depending on their diet. And the most important thing is to also feed yourself with care. Because you can't care when you don't have it yourself, right? And we have to be purposeful with our intentions, with our communication. We give constructive feedback, and we make them look forward of the next milestone that they will have. And that's based on my experience with my line reports. When I showed care to my team, I was able to help build and expand the team that I worked with. But it didn't come as easy. My first month of leading, I had to unlearn so many things just to learn leadership. And I even had the most heartbreaking news. While I was building the team, I even had my first ever resignation letter from the team member. And it has shaken me. But even whatever I have experienced, I want to make sure I still show care and gratitude to everyone I work with and work for. That my testimony of leadership, I was able to really see my people grow and even myself grow. That the next resignation I ever received was my resignation letter because I have to move here to Canada. I've already have a catch up with my team, and I've seen how they have grown and already become the mentor that they are. And I'm so proud that they've also paid it forward, that they also show care to the next people that they're supporting with. So in all of these things, why do I care? I care because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Toastmaster.
Christina, that is such a beautiful speech, really beautiful. I enjoyed every part of it. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that. Now to the second part of our meeting, which are the impromptu speeches. These will be conducted by St. Lawrence Club President, Scott. So would you please help me welcome Scott?
Hello, everybody. This is cool. This is awesome to join up like this. Look how many faces we have. I have lots of people to choose from to see who wants to do this. So impromptu speaking, these table topics that we do regularly are smaller than the prepared speeches. They're just 1 to 2 minutes, but they really represent a skill that might get thrown at us at any minute of any day. Prepared speeches are for a very definite and known event in the future at some stage. But we can be asked a question by a stranger or a colleague, or the phone might ring, something might happen, and we're expected in the moment to give some sort of cohesive response. So this is really one of the most important, most useful things we do in our meetings, and possibly, at least from my perspective, maybe the one exercise we do that has the potential to really grow our sense of self. So that said, I have 4 topics here. I'll be looking for 4 volunteers, 1 at a time. And your job or your goal or your role or your task is to listen to what I ask you or tell you, and then speak for 1 to 2 minutes on that topic as cohesively as you can. But this is, as Claudio said, this is a non-judgmental space. We're here to learn, here to make mistakes. You will never have a more forgiving audience. It doesn't matter what you're going to do. We're all going to wave our arms and clap anyway. So I urge you to be brave and think about having a go. My topics today are a little bit deeper than sometimes I would have, just because of the nature of the theme for today. But I think there's something in there which could be useful in terms of setting an intention. So the topics are all around Toastmasters. Do I have a first volunteer? Laura's going to have a go. Thank you, Laura. To let me choose an appropriate one, because Laura, I know you're a guest from another club. Would you be prepared to share with me how long you've been a Toastmaster?
Sure. I joined Toastmasters in January of this past year.
Okay. Same age as me. Okay. I'm going to ask you, what brought you to Toastmasters?
What brought me to Toastmasters? You know, it was actually somebody, a colleague, somebody within my network who was talking so passionately about Toastmasters that I couldn't help become interested. And that colleague was sharing with me, she was preparing for her first speech. And she was excited to talk about how her father, also a Toastmaster, had influenced her into joining to become a Toastmaster. I could see her excitement. I could feel her passion, and I was intrigued. And as a supportive friend, I wanted to learn not only about Toastmasters, but about who she was and what brought her to Toastmasters. So I agreed to attend the meeting. In downtown Kingston Toastmasters, where my club is, it's a club that meets at 7 o'clock in the morning. So that takes a lot of interest in a topic, but because she was so excited, the 7 o'clock in the morning didn't even faze me. And when she got up and she spoke, and at that point it was virtually, she was so excited and she was so engaging and she was so optimistic, and everybody around her was so positive. It was such a wonderful experience to see firsthand. From that moment on, I was hooked. I was hooked right into the middle of being a very proud Toastmaster. Not only joined that club, joined a second club, super excited to be even looking at this club. Toastmasters was an amazing experience, and I learn and I grow from it with every meeting. Back to you, Mr. Table Topic Master.
Thanks, Laura. Thanks for volunteering to go first. Would anyone else like to try? I have 3 more.
I'll do it.
Okay, nice, Kevin.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
What's the topic?
The topic is
1
year from now, what will be different for you?
1 year from now, I'm also new at the Toastmaster. 1 year from now, it's hard for me to tell, and the reason what that brought me here is, to be honest, I was part of the anti-vax rally, and I had a good chat with the anti-vax leader, and the anti-vax leader recommend me to check out Toastmaster. And then when I think about it, I got curious, and the leader told me that it's the place that to practice the debating skills. And here I am. I decided to come here and check it out. And 1 year from now, it's hard for me to tell.
Fantastic, thank you. Well, 1.5 minutes from then, you've done your first contribution at a Toastmasters meeting. So thank you. Do we have a third person? Christina's going to have a go.
I love table topics.
I know you do. So let me see if I have a spicy one for you.
And Ruzual is back. His connection is working, so he can evaluate his teacher.
Okay, great.
Nice.
Okay, these were slightly scripted thinking I might be talking to new Toastmasters, but I think they still work for a seasoned Toastmaster, if I may use that word with you, Christina. I can still ask you, what possibilities does Toastmasters offer you?
Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master, and good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. What possibilities does Toastmasters offer me? I joined in January 2009. Joining Toastmasters was the only New Year's resolution that ever stuck, because here I am, oh, help me with the math, 12, 13 years later, and I enjoy Toastmasters. I have fun with Toastmasters, and I'm still learning with Toastmasters. For example, today during this meeting, I had to learn how to let go of control, because there are lots of people here who can do everything by themselves and they don't need me. I'm also learning how to multitask. I'm being the grammarian, something I haven't been in a long time. I'm monitoring the chat because I love to talk and I love to engage with people. But I'm also noticing when some people are having networking issues and letting our Toastmaster know that Roosevelt's network was not working this morning in class. So letting her know and talking to Brian and talking to Ashita and making sure that they're talking to each other because they're evaluating. But Ashita just got knocked out. So I'm on my phone looking at Slack, talking to Ashita, trying to let her know that we recognize that she's having computer problems and we'll take care of things without her. And I'm counting the ahs and the ums, and I'm counting the words of the day. And the word of the day is network, network, network. And I got 3. I'm ahead. There's always something to learn from Toastmasters. I love being impressed by people. I love watching people take a chance, learn, grow, improve, learn how to evaluate, learn how to receive evaluation, learn how to take some evaluation and do even better next time. It's exciting. And that's what Toastmasters has to offer me.
Thank you very much. Okay, I have one more. Would anyone, oh, I see Robert's hand. You ready to go, Robert? Was that a real hand?
Yep, I can speak.
You weren't just scratching your ear? You didn't just buy a table for $400 and you didn't realize you were in an auction? Okay, Robert, what do you want Toastmasters to do for you?
Very good question, Scott. Thank you. What do I want Toastmasters to do for me? Okay. I originally joined Toastmasters because I think it was like 2 years ago at this point, because my public speaking skills were very poor. I often would present in front of classes and get nervous in front of large amounts of people. So I want Toastmasters to improve my public speaking skills, especially with presentations, as I'm in the advertising program and we get a lot of presentations, especially this year, I find the subject matter is more difficult and more assignments to keep on top of. So like time management and like public speaking skills. I find that it has helped my public speaking skills. I do need to do a few more speeches in order to feel comfortable, but I feel like Toastmasters is great for public speaking and feeling confident in your abilities and having mentors like Norm, I guess, or like other people I found have helped. So that's my personal experience with Toastmasters. Thank you, Scott.
Thanks, Robert. Okay, that is the 4 thank you to everybody who took part and anyone who didn't get the chance today. I hope that was useful for people who haven't seen it before or have only seen it a few times. It was useful to just watch that happen. Mary, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Scott, for conducting that session very well and for preparing great questions. Now we're going to go to the third part of the meeting where we learn. And we're going to start with the speech evaluations. And we're going to start with Tracy. Tracy, are you ready to give Megan's evaluation?
I'm as ready as I'll ever be, probably.
All right, take it over.
So thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster. I'm not really sure how to do this, so I'm just going to jump right in, but thank you for the opportunity to evaluate your speech, Megan. I absolutely loved the topic. I feel that you told us what you were going to say, you said it, you concluded with a great an ending, and I love the way that you your voice changed, your hand gestures throughout the speech was really great. I would suggest that you maybe I felt like you were a little nervous, and so I think that just maybe practicing a little bit more might make it flow better. But you did really, really well. So thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Tracy. And that was a great evaluation, something great, something to improve. That was really well done. Thanks, Tracy. So for Christina's speech, Aishita evaluated it and in writing, but also Brian did evaluation. Aishita will send it to Megan, to Christina, but Brian will also present it now, just so we can all learn. So Brian, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Fellow Toastmasters, I am Plan B. When things go south, they call. Getting right into it, Christina, you opened with a rhetorical question about leadership. And I thought, what a great way to get Toastmasters involved by asking it. Toastmasters, where leaders are made. That's our tagline. That's our brand. That's our motto. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Then you offered care and you put on a slide a definition which you immediately redefined to suit your project. Again, top-notch, full marks for that. I do have a couple of small growth points for you. When it comes to the use on slides on Zoom, you shrink down really, really small. And I'm sure it's not just my age, but I have a bad habit. No matter how big I try and make you, your slides monopolize most of my screen. So I miss some of your facial expressions and any actions because the square is just too small. So I would prefer if you moved your slides on and off. So a slide for a bit, full Christina for a bit. I know it's a pain in the Zoom, but that's what we're dealing with at this time. I also felt that your call to action to feed yourself could have been a little further back, that it came a little too soon as a call to action. But that brings me to what I thought was one of your strongest points, the burger analogy with the food, with those lovely pictures of that sandwich, to throw that into a group of us at lunchtime. Really, that's what we're going to remember about your speech. Overall, I thought it was extremely well done. I congratulate you for it. Couple little small things to work on to make it that much better for next time. And back over to you, Mary.
Thank you, Brian, for being a great backup. And also, Brian, if you notice, he used the sandwich method, which is give something really good about the speech, a growth point in the middle, and then wrap it up with that very positive feedback as well. So thank you, Brian, for modeling that for us. All right, so now we're going to go to the table topics evaluation, and we're going to start with our other backup, Christina. and Christina and Rizul are going to take over that session. Christina.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster, and thank you to our table topic speakers today. I love icebreakers, but I really love table topics, so thank you. Laura, you opened your table topics with a terrific strategy. Laura repeated the question that she was asked. Why is that a great strategy? Because while she's repeating the question, the wheels are turning. What am I going to say? What am I going to say? What am I going to say? And then she launched into a very nice narrative, very nice storytelling. And she told the story about herself. And it was an anecdote. It had other players in the story. And she was able to relay informally some conversation and the story itself. While she was doing that, she had really terrific vocal variety. She used her voice to either match the emotion or match the word of what she was saying. For example, she said she didn't say a lot. She said a lot. She didn't say feel. She said feel. Her voice carried us through the story. For a point of improvement, Laura, it was hard to find. It was very hard to find. Could you use gestures on screen? When we're speaking in person, it's much easier, and it can feel very awkward to bring our gestures into the screen, but I challenge you to try that. She opened her table topics with a narrative, with a story. And then when she came to the end, she continued the story and she took us to the future for Toastmasters and her. I thought that was very beautifully framed. Fantastic structure. How we come up with fantastic structure and table topics just like that, that's very impressive. Kevin, thank you. I really enjoyed watching you speak. I don't know if you know that people enjoy watching you speak. Smile, eye contact, you had a very open, fresh, honest way of communicating with people. That's a pleasure. Thank you so much. Do I have a point of improvement for you? No, that people really enjoy watching you speak. You told us a personal story. You took us on a personal journey. So know that your audience is enjoying that and just take us a little bit further. Take your time, give us some more details. We're right here, right in the palm of your hand, right? So
Yeah.
take us wherever you want.
With
A
that time,
real pleasure to watch you. And I hope that you continue with Toastmasters and keep that fresh, open honesty when you're speaking. Really lovely. Thank you very much.
yeah, I'm about to say that time constraint, it makes it difficult to take it further at detail.
Yeah. Good for you. Keep going.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Christina. That was such a positive feedback. I really enjoyed that. Rizul, do you have Christina's evaluation ready? Christina's feedback.
Yes. So
All right.
greetings to the Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, and all guests. Today I'll be evaluating table topics for Christina and Robert. The topic for the speech of Christina was, what possibilities does Toastmasters hold for you? What I really liked about the presentation was the way of introducing. It was really catchy. The structure. I like the fact that she focused how learning is a continuous process. And while she was summarizing the whole thing, she connected it to the present scenario. She just discussed the recent events that just happened before the speech. So that is something which we as Toastmasters aim to do. It may seem easy to connect the whole spontaneous speech, but from my experience, it is not.
Yeah.
So that is something. And apart from it, the voice modulations, the hand movements, the balance was just fabulous. I don't really have a point of improvement here, but I would like if just go into the future, like you what you did was connected it to the present scenario. It would be more enjoyable if it would go into the farthest view. Apart from it, just keep inspiring us. We as fresher Toastmasters really look forward to mentors like you. Apart from it, to summarize, I really enjoyed the personal connection, the story, the structure. All in all, fabulous. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Razul. I enjoyed that you used a third person pronoun. You used she. That is excellent. That's we're encouraged to do that because it doesn't feel as though somebody's being attacked. So that was really well done, Razul. All right, so we have heard speeches and we have heard evaluations. Sorry, what's that?
Robert's evaluation is left.
Oh, okay, go ahead. 1 minute, please.
So Robert's topic was, what does he want Toastmasters to do for him? I really like that he dove right in. The structure was really good. He connected it with the course he is studying in the college. So that brings the personal connection that everyone enjoys. For the points of improvement, I thought that it could be a bit long, the speech, and more of the hand movements and expressions could be there. Overall, great structure. Like the speech. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Razul, for that evaluation. Now let's hear from Christina again how we did on our grammar today.
My grammarian report. I'm sorry, you cut out just a little bit.
Yes, your grammarian report.
Whew, whirlwind today. Our word of the day today was networking. It was used, I won't count the time that I used it 3 times in a row. Ishita used it once and Megan used it twice in her speech. Very clever because you didn't know what the word of the day was going to be until we began. So congratulations to you too. Throughout the meeting, I did not count any ahs or ums. I really didn't. I realized I was multitasking, but I really didn't. I liked that Megan Sands used the word pillars in her speech. I thought that was eloquent and effective. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Christina, for that grammarian report. Now, we are going to hear just how generally we did for the meeting from our general evaluator, Michelle. Michelle, go ahead.
Well, thank you very much. My impressions today, I thought the meeting was very professional and very adaptive. And by that, I mean, we started on time and we walked through each stage of the meeting explaining what each role did and why we do things the way we do. There was a few unexpected technical issues that cropped up along the way, and that's just the nature of the business when we operate here in an online environment. And what truly distinguishes a really great professional club is how quickly you adapt to it and move on. And I think you did a great job with that today. Anytime there was a connection issue or some other issue that came up, we had a backup ready to go. As the backup was getting ready to start, we even had a few fillers that you use. Like Mary, you gave us a few extra bits of trivia and Toastmasters facts to help fill the awkward silences, which was a great way to do it. So it was quite seamless, very professional, and everybody stepped into the roles, even those who didn't know they were going to do that particular role on that day because they were a backup. So great job on that, on adapting to these issues as they came up. I thought all the evaluations were fantastic. I think so. Tracy, Brian, Christina, Roosevelt, I think you did a great job of giving specific advice that the speakers can walk away with and use that to improve their speeches. It was very positive, very uplifting, and that's what we look for in a great evaluation. Mary did a fantastic job as Toastmaster as you walked us through each section of the meeting, asked us to each person to explain their role and why they did it, and everybody knew what was happening and why it was happening. And Claudio, great job with the timing. You explained what the slides were, why we use these colors and when you'll be using them. And I think everybody knew when to wrap up their presentation, when to move on. So that's a great job as timer. Christina, so thank you very much for your role as a grammarian, including not only explaining it verbally, but also putting it in the chat so we could refer to it during the meeting. So fantastic job on that. And I think overall general impression is very professional, very fun, very enjoyable, and very much looking forward to my next meeting as well. So thank you for having me and great job on this meeting. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Michelle, for that evaluation. And I do agree and thank all of you for being so adaptable. That is something that I enjoy the backups from Claudio, just jumping in with evaluations, educational, to everybody else for stepping in as backup. So thank you for that evaluation. All right, so at this moment, just before we conclude, I would like to have Claudio tell us how we did on time. Claudio?
Thank you, Madam Toastmasters. Prepare the speech. Megan, 6 minutes and 10 seconds. Christina, 7 seconds in the mark. Table topics. Laura, 1 minute 41 seconds. Kevin, 1 minute 10 seconds. Christina, 2 minutes 7 seconds. And Robert, 1 minute and 15 seconds. And I would like to apologize because I think that I didn't hit the green, I hit the yellow for you, but you still had time. Sorry for that.
I misheard it. Mine is 1 minute
And 10 seconds.
Oh.
Evaluations. Tracy evaluation, 1 minute and 2 seconds. Brian evaluation, 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Our team of table topic evaluations, I was planning to give them 3 to 4, and they finish it in 6 minutes. The evaluations next time just a little shorter. And the grammarian report, 44 seconds. Thank you. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
All right, thank you, Claudia, for that great report. So we are just about to finish, but before we finish, I would like to invite Siu Hao, or if he's comfortable, to just tell us what he thought of the meeting.
Thank you for inviting me to speak. And hi there, fellow sellers and Napanee Toastmasters. I think today's meeting actually corresponds with today's topics quite well, as the network, as we within each of our own organizations, like we are like a small networks. But when we walk outside and see everything else, see something like what's inside Ontario, what's inside Canada, we can see that Laura mentioned, like the word me sorry, something like, or no, like me Mary, sorry, I forget who mentioned it, but like there's more than 5,700 Toastmasters clubs. So here we only have 2 Toastmasters clubs, but we already feel like it's a networks that we correspond with each, we worked with together, we work with each other, and we evaluate our speech one by one. It's quite like a working group, like a working network group, I would say, and it's very successful. I like that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and that is true. This is such a great networking opportunity that we should totally do again. All right, that is the end of the meeting. I would like to invite Megan to take it over from there.
Not to hold up anyone too long, wanted to thank again the St. Lawrence College Club for joining us today. And thank you for everyone with their various roles. We do meet the first and third Wednesday of the month from noon until 1, using the same Zoom link as you received for today's meeting. This will be, or it is recorded, and will be up on the Napanee and District Chamber of Commerce YouTube channel. So make sure to rewatch or pass it along to anybody who might be interested. So thank you, everyone. Take care.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you.